everybody, it's the Bodine, and it's my pick, and I did pick him today. I got Hieron. He's an UFC and IFL fighter. He's got a great background. We want to say thank you for joining us on the show today. Jay, are you all right?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Good, good. Listen, we got your bio on IFL and talk about it. Now, what made you go into basically MMA fighting? What was the big jumping stone for you?
Well, I wrestled my whole life, you know what I mean, since I was in 9th grade. And, one of my buddies was fighting at the time, and I was finished wrestling, but, I was messing around in the streets, and I ended up getting in some trouble, and, I was a little stressed out, and the only thing that would relieve my stress was go to the gym and sweat, and, I just started getting into it from there. I forgot how important and how much I love competition, and, I got into it from there, I could say kind of it saved my life, man. Now I'm doing everything right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and your approach, that your nickname was the Thoroughbred. You're known as an aggressor on the IFL side, and you do have an aggressive stance for yourself. There's a lot of guys out there who went wrestling, and there's nowhere to go. Now there's an avenue such as MMA and IFL and UFC to go into. Now I got to ask you a question from a personal side. When I used to box, and we used to freestyle every once in a while in the dojo, I used to be hesitant about that first hit, to get that first hit. What do you go through when you step up and get ready to go into that mat?
I mean, it's more of it's like, you put your mind somewhere else, man. You get focused, you did the training, you've been in the gym all the hours, and, for me, when I get in the ring, it's fun time, I arrive, man. I'm ready to go. That's where I can showcase my skills. So, I try to be happy and, definitely a positive fight week. When you get in there, it's not really too much thinking. It's more of you did everything in the gym. Let it out. You know what I'm saying? Let out all your skills.
Absolutely. And what's great about this sport, and it really, I've been trash talking professional boxing for years, and with this sport particularly, is that you watch this happen, and everybody, no matter who you are, you're one shot from hitting it. What goes through your mind when you look at the guy and they bring you together?
I mean, I try, like I said, man, when I get in there, I'm ready to go. That's my thing. I'm getting in there, I'm ready to get it on. I'm ready for 4 4-minute rounds. I'm ready to get cut. I'm ready, to get hit hard. You're just mentally prepared for anything that could come at you. If you're not, then you don't belong in that game. You know what I'm saying? That's why they call it the hurt business for a reason. I just put the pain and anything negative out of my mind, and like I said, the rest, it's fun. I love my job. I love what I do. I love fighting. Pain comes with it.
Yep.
So, that's just part of the game. You got to definitely discipline your body and your mind, because that's part of the game. There's guys that you're going to get hurt, you're going to get cut, you might get knocked out, but, that's all part of it. I still love my sport, and I'm very proud to be a part of it.
Absolutely. I think what you guys do, especially in the IFL, actually I got turned on to a lot of this by either my wife, my daughter, or friends of my daughter's, is that it just seems like it's gripping everybody by storm. Every single person across the spectrum is following this. And now, as far as the IFL, what are some things that brought you to go to the IFL to practice your trade?
Well, first, I was training, and I fought in the UFC a couple times, and I met Boss Root, and then I liked Boss Root, and then he wanted to pull me on the team, and I'm from New York, so first impressions a lot, and he seemed like a real guy when I first met him, and he definitely is. He turned out to be a real good guy, and that was definitely one of the big things going in. And I trained with Randy Couture. He's the heavyweight champ of the UFC. I talked to him. I look up to him. He's like a mentor to me. He told me to go in that direction. So, I had other organizations offering me contracts at the time, and I and I went with the IFL, and I still today don't regret it. I think it's a young organization, but they have a lot of potential. A lot of, like you said, a lot of people are checking it out now, and it's great. It's professional. When they show it on TV, it's all professional. It doesn't look like a little rinky-dink show, And like I said, man, I'm happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that gripped us here at the station is that how professional it looks and how well trained you are as professionals. You do a great job of exhibiting professionalism in your sport. And the biggest thing on there is some of the rule differences. What are some of the rule differences since you fought in UFC and IFL that sort of stand out among the two?
The biggest rule difference, they got a couple, but the biggest one is no elbows for the IFL. And it makes sense because we fight so many times a year. Like, pretty much if your team's winning and everything's going well, you fight every other month, which is it's definitely with the elbows involved, it would there would definitely be a lot more cuts. And they have 1 less minute on the rounds, so 4 minutes in IFL and 5 minutes in UFC. Which it's a whole team fighting, so they have to lessen the time. But there's so many exciting fights in IFL. There's a couple fights that could be fight of the year. In IFL, there's great fighters everywhere, man. The IFL showcasing the guys that are in other organizations. I think we have guys that could compete on any level on any big show too.
Absolutely. You all are. I'm predicting on my show here is that the IFL, because of the visibility, is that what is killing boxing is we don't know any of these fighters. I mean, Mayweather, you do a pay-per-view, you see him once, you forget the boxing match is on, but you don't get a chance to see these fighters and learn who they are. With the IFL showcasing you guys every week on 20 on Fox News, on small stations and large stations, you all are going to start becoming major household names. How are you going to handle the big celebrities and what's going to come along with that, Jay?
Oh man, I'm blessed, man. I got great people around me, man. I got people that are above and beyond on the level, heavyweight champ, like I said, Randy Couture, and how that man presents himself is it's just amazing, man. Incredible, man. He's like the most humble guy you'll ever meet. He'll take his time out for any fan, and like that's something I got around me every day. So I'm just trying to follow in the footsteps, man, and and I keep the faith, man. I got God in my life, and I just hopefully all the chips fall in place and everything goes well.
Oh, absolutely. And the way you fight, I think they will fall into place for you, especially for your team. And the one thing you did mention, back up a little bit, is I think a lot of people out there don't realize is how big in Boss and Shamrock and Gracie, those guys are principally the biggest guys in MMA. Am I correct with that?
Yeah, I mean, they had their times in the sport. They were very big at their times, yeah, of course. They're definitely legends in the game, For IFL to have those guys as coaches is incredible. It's a plus. They're definitely legends. They're very, very, very big.
Now, as far as like your morning regiment, is we've got a guy on the show that called Don Hall. He was out in Phoenix. Name was Don Halstead, his official name. I nicknamed him Don Hall. And he